Hi guys, this is Negla. Wanted to channel something for you a little special. My main spirit guide is a tribal chief from Peru. His name is Chief Nukayana. The chief is my main spirit guide. I channel the archangels and I channel other consciousness as well. But Chief he's like my main guide. He's my main spirit guide. He oversees my connection with other spirits. He kind of, it's like my father figure. Um, he has actually been in my past life. He has been my father in my past life. That past life that I remember him. Um, he was a tribal chief in Peru, and he was a very, very wise man. He actually was a chief of a large tribe. I think I'm trying to we understand from him still where we are in Peru, but we lived at that time. We lived very close to the Amazon. We had access to a lot of things. It's a huge tribe, and he was the chief of that large tribe. He was a man known, and I always call him the chief. He is a man known for his wisdom. He was able to connect spiritually consciousness to star people. That's what he called them, star people. So he was able to channel a lot. And through his channeling abilities and his connection to consciousness from all over this universe, he was able to pass on this wisdom to the people of the tribe. Um, he gave me some pictures of how this life was about. He explained to me that um, I was his daughter that life, and a lot of people from other tribes, like the elders of other tribes, they would come over to our tribe, and I think almost at night, and they will sit all around the fire, and the chief will channel wisdom to the people. People came from all over other tribes, from different places, different locations, coming to him for wisdom because they wanted to learn from him. And he has so much to say. He connected people spiritually to this universe. He always stresses on the power of oneness and how everything that's in this universe is all about the soul. Everything is connected through the soul. The archangels as well really assure us of the same situation of oneness. And a lot of us on the spiritual path, in the spiritual community, we understand that concept that we are all one. Humanity is all one. Not only humanity is all one, but also um, everything that's alive, everything, all souls are connected. Whether we are here living on Earth or whether we communicate with consciousness from other universes or from other planets, from other dimensions, it all comes back to one. That's why people connect with this concept of higher self. Because when you're the higher self, and that's something that the chief has explained to me, when you are able to communicate with your higher self, you are able to communicate with other forms of consciousness. That's why higher self knows everything, knows what's going on. And it's really when you are like higher self is like your soul on a very, very pure level. And as a human, living a human experience, when the way we connect to our soul is we're letting go of ego, and the more we let go of ego, by ego, what I mean by ego is anger, hate, fear, jealousy, everything that ties you back to anything away from love, that keeps you away from embodying the word love and the feeling of love is ego. And when we connect our higher self, we really are connecting to our purest form of self, which is love. And because that higher self is able to communicate on that level of love, we're able to communicate with other consciousness, whether they're communicating with angels, we're communicating with spirits, with spirit guides, with other consciousness like the Pleiades, or any form of consciousness, any dimension. You're really able to communicate quite clearly. You're able to see your soul fully. And that's why when we are on a spiritual path, and a spiritual healing path especially, we're just cleaning up. We're cleaning everything up. Everything that is not really helping us communicate fully with our soul, with our higher self, which actually ties us back and ties us connected to things which are not for our highest good. The chief also has mentioned to me things. When I go hiking, I like to go hiking outdoors in nature. Um, a lot of times I really like to go all by myself, because this is the time when I can communicate with nature and communicate with this universe fully, without any distractions, without um, anything that is material. I can, it just helps me and helps, I'm sure, a lot of you. When we go outdoors, it's just recharging our batteries. So I'm gonna try and channel something from the chief for you right now, since I'm sitting outdoors in this beautiful location. I wish you can actually see what I'm seeing. It's a beautiful lake, but it's really windy. There's a lot of people walking, just enjoying this beautiful day outdoors, since we're going to start the summer solstice tomorrow. Um, so let me just tune in so I can hear the chief, see what he wants to say. We're here gathered today to enjoy this beautiful day here outdoors, and I'm really excited to be able to channel this message for you through Negla. I've been communicating with her for a long time. I've been surrounding her for such a long time. She is my daughter. She's my spirit. She's also my spirit guide in a way. Me, as a chief, and people call me the chief, and she likes to call me the chief. I'm here to embody for you wisdom. Wisdom of the ages, wisdom that has been tarnished, has been hidden below this earth and below years and years of changes, years and years of no communication with this ancient wisdom. We are here to really show you that you as humans and we as spirits are actually still one. It doesn't really matter whether we are in spirit forms and whether you are in physical form. We are here to totally communicate in more than one way. We're communicating through a channel for you today, but we are also communicating with you in multiple ways. And we assure you that we do communicate with you in so many different ways. When you are outdoors and you are in nature, we want you to be at your purest form. We urge you to really communicate with the trees, communicate with the stars, and communicate with the sun. The sun. The sun is your lifeline. The sun is your lifeline to this universe. It is what connects you to the heavens. You may not know and fully understand what the sun truly is. You look at it from a scientific way, from a scientific point of view. The science that says the sun has those gases, has those emerging heat, has the light, has damages to the ozone layer, is what you call the ultraviolet radiation, whatever is meant to scare you and fear you from the sun. But we, here in the spiritual realm, we rever the sun as life. The sun is a soul by itself. When you're outdoors, enjoy the sun, fully embrace it. Of course, we don't want you to harm your skin by staying in it 24 hours or anything like that. But just when you're out, don't be afraid of it. Love it. Send the sun love. It actually does feel your love. It is a soul, just like everything else is a soul. And we want you, when you walk in nature, we want you to look at the trees. We want you to see what the trees are all about. They do communicate with each other, When you see trees connecting to each other, like they're stretching their arms and stretching their branches, touching each other, this is how they help each other. This is how they communicate, not just through the ground, but through their branches, which are their hands. Their hands communicate, they touch each other, and they bring love to each other. And if one of them is feeling some kind of an ailment. The others really try to stretch as hard as they can so that they communicate with it and try to bring it life. This is what life is all about, just like that. When you walk in the trees, look at that. Look at that sight. When you see the trees and the branches touching like that, remember you as humans need to be like that. Touch each other's hands. Communicate with love. Bring love through your hands, through your fingers, through your touch to others, especially when they're in need. This is what this earth is all about. When you walk in nature, you need to understand that everything has a soul. Everything. Even a rock. They're just sitting down with no voice and it's completely silent. It has a soul. When you communicate to it, it will communicate back to you. Open your heart. Just listen. Just listen to nature. I was communicating with Negla before about why she should eat much better. Why she should actually eat more organic foods. And I know she said yes, and she agreed with me because I explained to her what it means to eat organic foods and eat natural foods. And I feel that this is an important message for you guys to actually hear. Not just a message for her, which I know she has relayed to other people, but this is a message for you guys as well. Understand why you should eat as natural as possible. Of course, you know from the science and what people are talking about that processed foods or foods are not coming from nature are so harmful for your bodies. But we as spirits and me, we look at it from a different perspective. We look at it as a soul. You're a soul. Everything you eat is a soul. Look at those plants that you're eating. Whatever you're eating its soul. So if the soul has been living a good life, it's like a cell memory. That cell memory is just absorbed in your body and will bring you a lot of nourishment. And when you eat those man-made foods, processed foods are not natural. They have a lot of pesticides, a lot of contaminants. They're not good for your soul because you're not eating something that is pure. This is pure love. So we urge you to try as much as possible to improve your diets, improve your food, improve whatever you eat out of nature. Because you're bringing in life inside your body. So you better have a good life that comes inside your body. When you communicate through nature, again, you're communicating the food that you intake, the memory, the visions that you see outdoors, out of nature. We want you to look at the skies. Embrace the skies, whether it's during the day or during the night. Just embrace it. Just look at the stars and absorb it. Absorb all the energy that comes from the stars into your soul. There's so much going on in this heaven, in this universe, that you actually can't even tell, and you can't even know about, but you can feel. You can totally feel. For this earth is not an isolated planet. This planet is part of a huge universe, full of galaxies, full of other planets, stars, what you call aliens, people, other humans, or other figures, other creations, other forms of life that you can't even see with your eyes, but you can feel through your soul. I want you to communicate with them. Embrace being a human soul. For this earth is really important to this universe. You may think that you're a small planet, but you're so important to this universe. You're like the heart of this universe. This is how important this earth is. Don't belittle yourselves as humans. God created you with so much. You have so much power. You can't even understand. You can't even see. But we totally see. When you understand the power of being human, and it's the power of having that human heart, you'll understand what you totally are. You communicate with this universe all the time, whether you are conscious of it or whether you're not. what you do. A lot of you have been able to improve their sense of channeling. And by channeling, it's just a form of communication. It's just a form of being able to communicate to other consciousness and communicate on a level that is not using your voice, is not using your eyes, your ears, or your senses, but it's actually using your soul to communicate with others. And when you walk in nature, we want you to totally feel it, just absorb it, and just communicate with it on all sorts of levels. Meditate when you go outdoors in nature. Try to detach from what's outside, no matter what you're doing, whether you're with people or without. If you quiet your mind, just quieting your mind. You don't have to do anything that is guided or structured. You just have to let go. Just let go. Close your eyes. Or open your eyes. Whatever feels comfortable for you, really. This is what I tell you. And just absorb. Just quiet and listen. And look around you and start to absorb what the communication that's coming back to you is telling you. Touch with your hand, smell nature, and just take it all in. And we will always be there with you. We're always there. Whether some people actually can feel our presence or whether they cannot feel our presence, we as spirits, we're actually always there. Some of you are very sensitive, that they can feel us and they can sense us and they can communicate with us, and some can see us. But this doesn't deny that we're always there, even with those who can't really see us. When I was a chief, I used to meet a lot of people. I used to meet people from all over this universe, pretty much. They used to come to our tribe for wisdom and for knowledge. And we had knowledge of medicine. We had knowledge of nature, how to use nature to overcome any challenges that we face as humans, living a human life. We still lived a very human life. We had to hunt, we had to gather, we had to plan, we had to travel, and we had to sacrifice, and we had to feel loss, we had to feel love, we had to feel everything that you are feeling right now. It doesn't really matter. We also were humans at some point. Even though we're now in a spirit form, doesn't deny that our soul is still so much alive. Nagla is just one of our channels, and I channel a lot through her, and she asked me for a lot of advice, but there are so many other spirits out there who channel and are able to communicate pretty well with other humans. And I don't want to say urge you, but we encourage you to communicate with higher forms of consciousness. Communicate with purest forms of love. Have love in your heart and you'll be able to communicate with us pretty easily. There's no burden to communicate with us. There's no blockage when you embody love to communicate with us. And we again, in the spirit realm, angelic realms, and the other conscious realms that you can't really see, but you probably feel, we are watching over you humans. We really watch over you all the time. We told you, this earth is the heart of this universe. There's so much that this earth is capable of doing. And with love, you will be able to communicate quite freely with every single dimension that you can think about. There's so many other dimensions that you don't know about, but it's there. And the higher that you ascend, and the higher your souls and your spirits ascend and let go of what holds you back, you'll be able to communicate. And we want you to communicate. We'll be channeling a lot more for you. And this is it for now. Oh wow, okay. I think this is it. I wanted to channel that for you. I felt that he had a message that he wanted to convey. And I hope you enjoy this channeling. Bye.